This was a hobby. This is what we started out with. This is what we brewed beer in when I first started brewing beer at my house. And then this is what it all led to.
Paul Sharon went from a 5-gallon home brewer to a 1,000-gallon commercial brewery.
So you've heard of golf widows. My wife is a beer widow.
When Sharon and his wife moved to Manteo in 1989, she started Full Moon Cafe downtown, expanding it over the years. He went to work for her in 1995.
And then back in 2011, I told my wife I wanted to brew beer for the restaurant, not just for myself. We made a tiny, tiny little brewery, and we were brewing just a couple beers. And then as the years went on, beer started going out to other restaurants, and most restaurants were like, well, I'm not selling Full Moon Cafe beer in my cafe. So we changed the name to the Lost Colony Brewery and Full Moon Cafe, and that was confusing for a lot of folks.
So they dropped Full Moon to make it Lost Colony Brewery and Cafe.
It's a perfect name for the brewery.
And Sharon says Manteo is the perfect place for it and the cafe.
It's probably the only true village, if you want to call it that, on the Outer Banks. Picket fences, sidewalks, lots and lots of shops.
But there wasn't enough space to grow the brewery. Sharon jumped into his beer response vehicle to show us where he brews his beer now. The beer response vehicle is for, beer emergencies.
Anytime someone calls for a beer, if it's not on a regular delivery day, we'll jump in the beer delivery truck and do it. We'll go to events, pour beer out the back of it, lights flashing. We have a good time with it.
The town of Stumpy Point, about a half hour south of Manteo, had everything Sharon needed: a large building, municipal sewage, and a good water supply. Sharon says this is the only brewery in the state devoted to true English beers.
So here we're brewing nothing but British ales, which means our hops, our grain, even our water and our yeast are all exactly the way you would have it over in England.
He does that by importing his grains, hops, and yeast from England and adding minerals to the water. It's served up back at Lost Colony's tap room and the cafe next door. His 8 beers range from Kitty Hawk Blonde to an Imperial Stout.
Any style of beer that is British, we make it.
And Sharon calls the style of the cafe pub forward. That means it's a pub-style menu, but with a gourmet twist that surprises many customers.
They're not expecting the level of food they're going to get, and the surprise in their eyes is like, hey, the food is really good. Love your beer, but the food is really good.
True to the brewery's English spirit, the cafe serves fish and chips. It's one of the most popular dishes. This version is made from fresh local flounder.
We bread that in our house-made breader, and then we use our own Lost Colony beer, our Buxton Brown, to make the beer batter.
It's fried to a golden brown and served atop a pile of fries.
It's a very simple dish, but very, very good.
Another favorite is the shrimp and grits.
And we start off with North Carolina green-tail shrimp and New Orleans andouille sausage. And we saute that up and get a nice golden brown on that. And we add fresh tomatoes, Cuban black beans, fire-roasted red peppers. And then we blend that together with a little bit of cream and Parmesan cheese.
It's served on polenta instead of regular grits.
So it's a shrimp and grits, but it's our version of the shrimp and grits.
Wonderful hospitality when you come here. Everybody's nice. It really characterizes the happiness and the vibrance of the town when you walk in the door. And to have a good meal with that, it all comes together.
I love it here. The people are just wonderful. They're friendly. They're courteous. They're just wonderful people. Wonderful hospitality. And the food is excellent.
Just the experience Sharon wants his customers to have.
I want them to relax. I want them to have fun. I want them to enjoy themselves. I want them to have a conversation.
To Sharon, that means put your phone down and enjoy the company of those around you.
The Lost Colony Brewery and Cafe is at 208 Queen Elizabeth Avenue in downtown Manteo, and they're open every day from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. For more information, give them a call at 252-473-6666 or go online to lostcolonybrewery.com.